Do you know what wins 97.4% of Batman's fights? People say it's the Batarang, or the grapple gun, maybe the suit and the 20 years of training underneath it. All reasonable guesses. Still wrong. The real answer has been sitting in plain sight across decades of Batman films, and today we're breaking that down by looking at the 3 stages Batman goes through every fight, and more importantly, how he loses if he doesn't. So, what actually wins Batman's fights? The first stage starts before a fight even begins. Prep time. That's what the Batman fandom has been calling it for decades. Given enough time to prepare, Batman can beat anyone. Whether you agree or not is not the debate this video will be about. This video is about what these films have actually been showing you the whole time. There are 2 layers to it. The long game prep, the days to weeks before fights, sometimes longer, and what happens in the minutes right before the fight. Let me go over more distinct examples of long game prep that paint a clear picture of it. In The Dark Knight, Batman builds a surveillance network across all of Gotham. Every mobile phone in the city becomes a sonar device. He can map anyone's location in real time. Fox immediately objects to the ethics, calls it too much power for one person, and agrees to use it only once before resigning unless it is destroyed, which it is. The technology resembles Brother Eye, Batman's spy satellite from the comics, originally built to monitor metahumans or fellow heroes. The film version gets deployed quickly across an entire city to find one man. He could do that because he spent years building Wayne Enterprises infrastructure capable of it. The Joker never knows the network exists until Batman has already used it. By the time they're in the same room, Batman has been several moves ahead for weeks. Batman again shows the same principle at a different scale. Carmine Falcone runs Gotham from a restaurant booth. Bruce goes to him early in the film before he's Batman to tell him not everyone in Gotham's afraid of him. Falcone laughs him out of the room. Then he explains why. The cops, the judges, the lawyers, all of them are bought. There's no legitimate path to touch him. Bruce can't fight that as Bruce Wayne, so he leaves Gotham, spends years training, and comes back as something Falcone's money can't reach. The suit, the cave, the gadgets, the working knowledge of every criminal network in the city, that's all a direct answer to what Falcone said that night. By the time Batman drops into Falcone's dock operation, Falcone's men can hear something moving in the dark but can't find it. They don't know what's coming. They're already afraid before the first one goes down. Then there's the immediate layer, the minutes right before a fight. Batman does 3 things almost every single time, depending on the situation. The first layer is selective intervention. Batman does not go around fighting everyone. He chooses specific moments where someone is under immediate threat and he can stop it. In Batman Begins, for example, he intervenes when Rachel is cornered by drug dealers. The pattern is usually the same: a vulnerable person, an immediate threat, a clear injustice. Similar to a loaded gun. Nothing fires until the conditions are exactly right. The second is presenting a chance. Harvey and Rachel are both somewhere in Gotham, rigged to blow with less than an hour on the clock. The only person who knows where they are is sitting across from Batman in an interrogation room. Batman walks in knowing exactly what he's walking into. The Joker wants chaos, wants to get under his skin, wants Batman to react. Batman already figured that part out. He slams him into the wall, slams him again. The Joker laughs the whole time. Batman doesn't break. He already ran through how this was going to go before he sat down. Give up the locations or this continues. That's it. He doesn't always present this chance. There's a reason for that, and I'll come back to it. The third is complete and total awareness. Before Ra's al Ghul's men come for him at Wayne Manor, Bruce has already done the inventory. Exits, positions, threats, what's in that environment, and what he can use. He knows what he has to work with before anyone arrives. In Batman v Superman, it's clear enough that you almost can't miss it. I'm assuming you all know the warehouse scene I'm going to be talking about. Before Batman enters that warehouse, he and Alfred run thermal imaging through the Batwing. The building lights up on screen. Every hostile is a white heat signature, floor by floor. Alfred counts them out. Batman enters knowing exactly where every person in that building is standing. Those 3 things typically happen in that order, every time before a single punch is thrown. Because if he doesn't do it in that order, well, fights play out differently, as I'll explain later. Let's first cover the way fights actually play out when he has prep time, whether that be days or minutes. Batman moves using 4 elements. The first is all about movement and positioning. Typically, Batman enters a space, positions himself, and waits for someone to come to him. When they do, he uses their momentum rather than generating his own. He moves less and slower than you'd expect from someone who's winning. The way Batman uses less energy for every movement compared to his opponent is one of the key elements he uses to win fights, though he doesn't always do it like that. There are exceptions. Next up is the pace. In almost every fight across these films, Batman is the calmest person in the room. Not composed in a movie hero way, calm like someone who's already run the scenario and knows what the variables are. He takes a hit, he doesn't panic. Something changes, he adjusts. The best proof of this is in the prison fight in The Dark Knight Rises, because it strips strips everything else away. Bruce is in prison, without a suit, without gadgets, months out of practice. He takes a punch to the jaw, goes down once, and even then, even in that condition, he's still managing the rhythm of the fight. He gets back up at the same pace he does everything else. That quality doesn't come from the armor. It was already there. When he drops this, he loses, as you'll see later. Third are his gadgets. The batarang, the grapple gun, the smoke pellets, the full kit. But watch what he also reaches for once things are moving. In the warehouse, he grabs a man with a gun in his hands and starts shooting it around as suppressive fire. He uses his grappling hook to throw a box at an enemy. The batarangs come out once in the whole sequence. The room does most of the work because he mapped it before he walked in. The gadgets are there if he needs them. He just needs them less than you'd expect because the environment was already part of the plan. And then the last thing. This one takes a second to register. Batman doesn't kill. You know the rule. You know the code. So what does he actually do? In the warehouse fight, he catches a man's arm mid-swing and snaps the elbow backwards against a joint. He punches another man headfirst into the floor using the full weight of his body on top of him. Okay, maybe that's deadly. He also stabs another guy in the chest with a knife. Okay, maybe it's his shoulder, but if we really look at his fights, some of those people could definitely, most assuredly, 2,000,000% be dead. Anyhow, continuing. What Batman does in every fight is methodically identifying specific structural points in the human body and causing damage that doesn't heal in a week. He targets joints. He breaks limbs. He dislocates shoulders, which is what makes one fight in this franchise so hard to watch, because there's a sequence where none of this applies, where Batman arrives without the prep, without the patience, without the plan. And it goes exactly as badly as you'd expect. The context for that fight starts when Bruce Wayne hasn't been Batman in 8 years by the time Bane arrives in Gotham. The first time we see him in The Dark Knight Rises, he's using a cane. He moves like someone managing an old injury for too long, compensating in the way you do when you've stopped thinking about fixing it. A doctor tells him the cartilage in his knee is gone, his elbows, his shoulders, scar tissue on his kidneys, residual brain damage from years of concussions. He's been sitting in Wayne Manor while the city he rebuilt fell apart around him. And somewhere in those 8 years, he stopped being the person who built surveillance networks, who mapped every corner of Gotham, who spent years studying the criminal world before he let himself be seen in it. He hears about Bane and goes to find him. No long game prep, no immediate inventory, nothing. He puts the suit on and walks into the sewers looking for a fight. That's his first mistake. Bane is waiting for him. There, he makes his second mistake. He throws the first punch, then the third by cutting the power. Remember the environmental control pillar Ra's taught him in the League of Shadows? Drop the lights on the space, except Bane doesn't panic. He just says, you think darkness is your ally, but you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. Then he lunges backwards into the blackness and grabs Batman by the throat. The darkness does nothing. Batman tries to get up again, tries to find a rhythm, tries to set up the sequencing that prep time should have given him. There's nothing there. He doesn't know about the mask. He doesn't know Bane's weak points. He walked in without finding any of it out. Bane said it at the start.
Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you.
He means the system, the selective intervention, the long game infrastructure, the immediate pre-fight inventory. All of it atrophied because Bruce stopped doing the work. What's left is just a man in a very expensive suit fighting someone who was born in the dark. Bane breaks his back. Bruce goes to the pit. This fight proves the whole argument backwards, because if prep time were just a fan theory, then Bruce skipping it wouldn't matter. Remember how Batman doesn't always throw the first punch? He does so here. Then he didn't use the environment like he usually does, and he's less composed than Bane is. Now we see the result of it all. He loses comprehensively, in a way the film makes deliberately uncomfortable to watch. Longer cuts, Bane's punches landing with the weight that Batman's don't. Camera angles that make Bane enormous and Bruce look like someone running out of answers in real time. Batman with the prep time and pre-fight preparation. That is Batman. Strip that away and he's just a very trained, very determined person walking into a room where someone else is better prepared. And the way he recovers is the entire point I'm trying to make in this video. First, he spends 5 months in that pit, recovering physically, but the more important shift is psychological. He climbs the pit wall 2 times with a rope around his waist. Fails every time. A blind prisoner tells him to try without it. The fear of dying is what's been missing. 8 years of retirement stripped it out. And without it, there's no urgency to survive. He climbs without the rope. He makes it. Then he learns about the mask. It manages constant pain from injuries Bane sustained in the pit. Crack it, and Bane is compromised. One piece of intelligence. That's the entire entire long game prep. He comes back to Gotham because of the injustice, which again is selective intervention. Then comes the fight. The first punch? He doesn't throw it. He anticipates what Bane is doing and reacts to it. And remember earlier how he doesn't always present the chance and that was something to come back to later? Here it is. Second fight with Bane. He just goes. But the calm is back. That same controlled pace that was completely absent the first time where he was swinging wildly is there again. He's managing the rhythm of the fight, gets to the weak point and uses the environment again. After the combination of all those, Bane is on the ground. The pain the mask has been managing for years hits him all at once. Batman won that fight. Same opponent, same Bruce Wayne. The only things that changed were one piece of intelligence and the readiness to use it, which is exactly what makes the final scene we're going to look at the most satisfying moment in any of these films, without it even being a real fight, because Batman still had one weakness. For that weakness, we have to go back to the Joker in a police interrogation room. Harvey Dent and Rachel Dawes are somewhere in Gotham, both rigged to blow, with less than an hour on the clock. The Joker has spent the entire film engineering this moment. He blew up a hospital, burned a mountain of money, turned Gotham's most trusted institutions against each other. Everything has been a setup to get Batman alone in a room with one impossible choice. Batman wants to save Harvey and Rachel. Joker is the only person who knows where they are. Two lives, one conversation. The Joker sits there getting hit and laughing, but it doesn't break Batman. He keeps his calm, doesn't escalate beyond what's necessary. He already knew the Joker would respond like this. Already ran through this conversation before he sat down. Again, the prep time reaches further than the physical. The Joker gives him two addresses, Harvey at one, Rachel at the other. Batman goes to save Rachel. He finds Harvey instead. The Joker switched them. The building explodes. Rachel dies. Harvey survives, but his face is half gone, and something in him breaks permanently. He becomes Two-Face. He starts killing people. Batman takes the blame for Harvey's murders to protect Dent's legacy and keep Gotham from falling apart. The Joker thinks he's won, and in one sense he did. The deception worked. The chaos spread. Batman couldn't prepare for an opponent with no survival instinct, who treats everything, including his own life, as a disposable piece in an argument about human nature. It still doesn't break Batman. He absorbs what happened and keeps going. Prep time didn't promise him a perfect outcome. It promised him he'd be the most prepared person in every room he walked into. He was. The Joker just found the one variable preparation can't account for: someone who is okay with losing. Batman doesn't win every fight. He wins every fight that can be won.